actively participating with our virtual meeting. And in this meeting, we have actually developed a credit union business solution. The title is Guide to Credit Unions on the Impacts and Responses to COVID-19. Fan, can we go to the next slide? Yes. So this is our house rules. Next slide, please. I think everyone already knows the protocol in the webinar. We have to mute the microphone if we are not speaking. I do not know. I think we cannot raise our hand, but you can send a message on the chat if you want to say something, and then we will unmute when you are speaking. And the online meeting is being recorded now. We have Mr. Camon, who is recording the proceedings of our meeting. What I am going to do is to present to you what we have developed, because what we are thinking is that we have conducted many webinars, and we also talk about impacts and responses of credit unions. I think on our side, it would be helpful for credit unions if we can document this. And based on the experience that we have gathered and what you have shared also in the past, we created this credit union business solution so that we can include all your experiences and the responses of credit unions, and also some templates that we can use to disseminate this document to credit unions under your network. Next slide. All right. The objectives of our webinar today is, as I already mentioned, we have developed the credit union business solution. We wanted to validate the practicality of the credit union business solution so that it will be guide for credit unions on the response to pandemic. Another one is we want to update the impacts of COVID-19 based on the actual experience of our member countries. We are very happy that our meeting today is very much well represented from different countries in Asia, from Japan, from East Asia, Southeast Asia, and South Asia. Thank you so much for participating. And also, we have initially identified the tools that are needed to support the recommendations on the responses, but we want to make sure that we have not overlooked anything. And of course, all the CEOs will definitely contribute to it. This will become our document, and this will be a solution for us that we can share with the credit unions. We go to the next slide, Fan. Okay. On the impact of the COVID-19 to credit unions, there are three, areas. The direct impact would be on the members, the employees of the credit union, and the institution, which is our credit union. I only summarize this, but I will go one by one. And then I will not go through the presentation, but I will allow the CEOs to participate and to give their inputs. Next slide, please. Okay. On members, I will present the members, and then we will look at the impact, because sometimes maybe credit unions have not really identified the impacts. They can feel it, but maybe sometimes they have not recognized that this is a great impact of the COVID-19. For the members, the first impact is the health of the members. The second impact is the ability of the members to pay. Another one is that on the part of the member, this is the time that they need to have digital channels because during the lockdown, they cannot go out and they need money and they need to pay something. Without the digital channels, it would be very difficult for them. And another area that we need to look at on the impact is resilience. Next slide. When we go to health, okay, I just want to share with you this one. This is a survey conducted in the United States, but I'm sure that this is also we can also relate in this. The question of the survey was, in what way can your credit union support you and your family during the situation? And that there are three answers. The three answers, the first one was to increase my peace of mind, provide me with the relief I need to get through with the crisis. And number two, build my hope, continually be there for me through guidance and solutions. And number three, reduce my unnecessary stress, meaning to say making it easy for me to access staff and tools when and how I need them. So I hope that this one will give us an idea. Probably I can guess that this might be the same thing the members of credit unions, especially in those countries that the government have locked down, would be the same, the same expectation of credit union members from our institution. The next one, next slide, please. Okay, on members' health, I can say that maybe might be true in some countries, not true in other countries, but the way I understand, based on our statistics, our credit unions are getting old. Maybe we also have youth, but when we look at majority of the members, they might be the people who are susceptible to COVID infection because they are maybe 60 years and above. So that is why we consider an impact is the age vulnerability. Another one is weak immune system. So we are not, we are not medical experts, but when we look at the services of credit unions, probably we can also associate this impact to the way we serve to the products and services that we offer to our members. Next slide. Another one is the members' ability to pay is an impact. First, daily wage earners will be heavily impacted because during the lockdown, they don't work. Their jobs, they stop their source of income because those are already all closed down, especially the non-essential services. The small enterprises, MSMEs, definitely are affected. The farmers and agribusiness, the doorstep service, or our collectors cannot come to the members' houses, so they are not able to pay the loan on time, and so our delinquency will increase. There are also cases that there are price increase, although in some countries the government have stepped in and ensure that there is no price increase. The next one is the digital channel. I'm sure that Sylvia can really relate on this. The digital channel is very important. The question here is that whether our credit unions or our members are using digital channels in order to access financial services. Or the question is, are our members digitally literate? Okay. Another one, if our members are not digitally literate, they will definitely use notes and coins or money, and they are, exposing themselves to risk because, as we all know, it says that notes and coins are carrier of virus. Next slide. And members' resilience, based on the survey I have shared with you. It's related to mental health because members are now afraid. They are scared. They do not know what's going to happen. Everything is not normal at this time. Members are thinking whether they can still go back to work. Members are thinking whether they can still start their business. So this is creating very stressful times, not only to our members, but maybe including us. We do not know what's going on, what's going to happen in the future. There's no clarity on when the virus can be contained. And also the financial health of members is also, So I think I will stop in here, and then we'll allow our CEOs to also make comments. Yes. Is that Sylvia? Yes, Sylvia.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The digital channels, will that include that the members can do online loan application, membership application, balance inquiry on their accounts? Because sometimes when I think about the digital channels, I only think about the right now because of the Kaya. You use Kaya to do fund transfer, to pay. But how about when I apply for loans? Can I do that digitally? And when there are new members, can they apply for membership digitally? Can they do membership education digitally?
Yes, I think that is what we actually, that is very ideal what we wanted, because during this time of crisis, members are inside their home, so they should be able to have digital channels to do everything that they want from their credit union. Yes. Sylvia, we will include that, your suggestion, because there is a area in the digitization in the institution. It was a good point. Yeah. Yes, Kunranjit.
Hello. Good afternoon for everyone. Good morning. I think we like to focus this matter. I think now everyone is realizing how important for digitalizing the total business package, member joining, member processing, and their education. Now, no doubt, because our latest information indicated is based on the WHO, it will be last at least another 5 to 10 years, because it's not going to eliminate COVID-19 unless it's eliminated the whole world. So I think way it's scenario, it's not going to be easy very soon. In that context, the human has to keep the distance. I think the best way is using technology. I think it's a kind of another dialogue. We need to have separately how our total system digitalization of the business. I think currently we try to focus because during this, because of the not really COVID-19, because COVID-19 affected to our members, country has taken the immediate action, lockdown, curfew, and stay at home. So they could not go to the job, they couldn't have to close down their business, and it has affected the immediate day-to-day life and bring back to the credit union. I think we try to focus today meeting how we should able to, it will be last, at least depends on the country. Now the Thailand has becoming a bit normal. Now yesterday they opened for the shopping complex and everything. But still we need to maintain the 1.5 meters distance for everyone and has to use the mask. No public gathering, no public entertainment is not more. Still having a kind of business. I think how we should focus, I don't know, we don't know Vietnam is less affected in the way we see in the no single person die in Vietnam. It's a very, very good response. It was saying that kind of international review. Immediately, government of Vietnam has a lockdown, hold the Facebook and mass social media, and then started for people. I think that was we are hearing. We don't know. Maybe Mr. Tham has a lot of experience. Within the Asian country, no any single person die in Vietnam, and quickly they able to recover also very quickly. Maybe they have a kind of very secret things we can learn. India is getting more bigger issue now. In Bangladesh also getting bigger issue, but I saw that Nepal was go down and now is coming up. Indonesia is no more, is getting no any, how to call, specific signal is increasing. I think this is how Taiwan is already controlled. I think Hong Kong is a control. I'm sure that Korea is a bit cooled down and again it's come back. I think this is how Asian situation. I think our meeting is how our national federation could help the primary kind of disseminating right information, the way they should act. I think that's what Ms. Lenny tried to bring this agenda to this meeting. Maybe we'll be able to share some other CEOs before we proceed to the next action step. Please take your microphone and on and put the note. There is a note also, we can join in. Okay, thank you so much, Lenny. Allow him for me to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kunranjit, for that. Is there anything anyone would like to share? Okay, we're talking about the impacts to our members. And Sylvia just noted that members should be able to do all the financial transactions from their credit unions using digital channels. I saw that Mr. Tam on his microphone. Mr. Tam, would you like to say something? Good afternoon to you.
Okay, thank you, Lenny, and thank you, Mr. Ranjit. You just mentioned that Vietnam has been successful in fighting with the COVID. I can say that yes, up to now, we can confirm that we almost control the pandemic with no one died so far, and the total number of infected people is about 320 people. And rest in the last 1 month, no more infected people in the social life. Only some people who come back from foreign country was found infected, but they already quarantined in the campus. So the risk to infect to other people is very low. I think one of the reasons for this success is that the government of Vietnam is very, very hot, very determined in this fighting. Right after finding some early case, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, they already apply many hard solution. For example, we apply knockdown and apply social distancing and close on the I think on the big event are not allowed to be organized, and I think that we also apply many solutions to support the people who are affected by the disease, by the pandemic, and also the enterprise who are affected. Yeah. For example, the government asked the banking sector to apply many solutions to support the enterprise and the people. For example, the bank and the credit union need to reschedule the loan and to reduce interest rate for the borrower who are affected by the pandemic. And we also provide some kind of charity, rice, apply some solution like rice ATM, when the people can come to the ATM to withdraw rice for free. Yeah, they create some machine similar to ATM, so that the poor people and the affected people can come and can take the rice for free. Yeah, so that they can live during the pandemic. And so far, I think we are very proud that we almost defeat the pandemic and no one died. The only one now is in a serious case is a pilot, English pilot who worked for Vietnam Airlines. He's the only case when still under very serious case. But all the leading doctor in Vietnam has been discussing and find out the solution to rescue him, because we determined to rescue everyone and let no one die in the pandemic. And so I think that that's something we can share. And if you want more information, I can provide some later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tam. Congratulations to you. You are, it's great to be in Vietnam these days.
Thank you.
Okay. Shivaji said that he wants to say something. Shivaji, go ahead.
Namaste, everyone. And thank you, ACCU, for providing this forum to share experience during the lockdown and COVID pandemic. You hear me? Okay.
Yes. Okay, Shivaji, go ahead. We can hear you.
The condition of Nepal is 304 COVID positive reported until now, and among them, the 2 people died with the COVID, the age of 29 and age of 25. So we are suspicious about the age. Only the elderly people will be affected and will be dangerous by the COVID. So we are worried about the age also. So now government has extended the lockdown for 2 weeks, and our credit unions are providing services on communication basis or contact basis with the needy members. And some of the local government, they issued the notice about providing services by the cooperatives in alternative days. In my village, there is only 3 days in a week they can provide services to the members, and others are managing like that. Most of the credit unions, they are providing services with assistance of digital financial services or digital technologies. And we, along with the NCBL CEO Badri, we are busy on providing online counseling, online meeting with the credit union managers. In Sunday, we had a good meeting with credit union managers. All managers were connected who are under the quality assurance and risk-based supervision program. We highlighted the challenges and opportunities in cooperative sector and after pandemic management. The school has issued directives, procedures to provide service to the member during this pandemic. Some of the credit union, they are managing their credit union with minimum of staffs. They are using a drop box to 2 boxes. 1 box for collecting money. Member can put the money into that box, and another box is for withdraw. When the teller or counter people they count the money and put into the drop box. Then, without touching anyone, the members can collect the money. So these are the innovative ideas our members are doing. So when going through this solution number 27, what I find, it is categorized as member level for members, staffs, and institutions. What we are talking in Nepal is first to sensitize health, to reduce transmission of COVID, sensitized by the posters, pictures, and audio materials, even video materials. NEPSCO has developed and disseminated to the members. And second one is institutional operation. That means continuation of financial service or cooperative service to the members. And third one is, ACCU has mentioned here as financial counseling, but we are telling our member about psychosocial counseling too. Psychosocial counseling to members, because member may feel or member may afraid after the lockdown is off or after the pandemic is settled, then members may afraid about having no money or having no opportunities. They cannot, they will not create a job, or they cannot earn money. So everywhere or everything will be collapsed and nothing will be left in favor of them. So this time, credit union must counsel with the members for psychosocial counseling by, we have lots of money that you need for your household expenses. And we have lots of liquidity also. We can manage by the networks or banks or cooperative banks. We can manage liquidity to address your need. So you should not spend in any or other expense area rather than household and your livelihood, your personal expenses. So credit union people must counsel with psychosocial counseling, not only for the members but for the community also. Only spend for your food and household expenses during this pandemic. Then after recover the situation, other situation will grow and we will support accordingly. This is the feedback for this solution.
Okay, thank you very much, Shivaji. It looks like you cover all already. Okay, is there any other thing? So what you have added is that it's not only financial counseling, but it's also how do you call that?
Psychosocial counseling.
Psychosocial counseling. Also for,
yeah.
All right. Is there anything? It looks like we are, we are making a comment to the whole document. Is there anything else?
No.
Yes.
It looks complete.
All right. Okay. Shall we go to the area of fund? Can we go to the next slide? to the staff. So we are going to the staff now. Fan, can you put the presentation? Okay. Yes, I would like to. I think this will apply to countries where there was a lockdown, especially at the national level and also to the credit unions. These are the three areas that we thought would be the impact. It's job security and morale of the staff, the work from home challenges, and the health protection of the staff. Fan, can we go to the next? Right, so these are the ones. Job security and morale is that maybe some of them are thinking losing the job or the health safety. They are maybe thinking, oh, are we, because the delinquency is going to increase, there will be no profit. Are we going to have our incentives or salary increase? And there will be also a stigma of discrimination in case there are infected people within the credit union system or within the membership of the credit union. Will there be a discrimination after even they have recovered from the coronavirus? The work from home challenges is that essential staff will have to work in the office because even in some countries that it is locked down, credit unions are still operating half day. And the people who are in the credit union serving the members are those essential staff. And some of the staff who are not necessary to be at the office, they are now in the work from home arrangement. The question is that there might be a lack of home facilities or conducive working environment. Maybe some of our staff are renting a small apartment or sharing home apartments with other people. So that might be a challenge for them in working from home. And the whole health protection is that I do not know in the beginning when the lockdown was there was always a out of stock of sanitizers and masks, and there is always a fear. So I'll stop in here whether you can add something in relation to the challenges on the impact on the staff of the credit unions. Anyone would like to share something on this? Yes, I think Badri would like to say something. Badri, Pan, you can put that slide.
Hello. Yeah, thank you very much, ACCU, for developing this business solution at such a span of time. And I think this is one of the guidelines for us because we are also somehow trying to disseminate or pass these discussion outcome to our member cooperatives or credit union in Nepal. The current situation in Nepal was highlighted by Sivaji, and I will not go on that. NCBL is doing psychosocial counseling. We conduct one session, and around 30,000 people saw it in terms of viewer response. More than 30,000 people participate directly and indirectly on that. Within this span of time, NCBL conducted so many capacity development training, online Excel training as a test measure whether we can do it or not. Online training for that and taxation training. And now next week we are going to conduct AML CFT compliances training for the cooperatives. And we found that even if we have everything in place, but the situation within family, within office, within society is something very unpredictable. People are very much getting wrong information. As you said, there is a chance of stigma among the people who are infected because of this unreliable, information. We went through this COVID guide to credit union. We have one small discussion with our HOD and board and with the key stakeholders so that we can give you a better feedback in this sense. 2-3 things that is highlighted or suggested to me to present you is one, business continuity plan. Somewhere we need to develop the template or some framework. Even if we talk about BCP, cooperatives, credit union has a different in size and shape and geography. So it will help them if we develop some training on BCP and if they can develop it. One is that. Second is about the institutional rescue in this crisis, primarily for those cooperatives who are running short of fund. So NCBL allocated $100 million as a one first chunk to inject in the liquidity shortage to the credit union, and we can go up to $300 million. But beyond that, I see it is very hard to, support them. And one burning issue we notice because of this technological intervention in our day-to-day activity. One is most of the users of this the technology are not well trained. Digital education is a very key component here. Even if we provide them SMS, email, and internet banking, the credit union members are not very, familiar with that service. That is one there. Second is inside of the office also, because of the lockdown and because of this limited accessibility of people traveling in their society and in office. Some of the features we are not able to access from remotely, and we never thought that the situation will come like this, and we never had that backup plan, whether CBS would be updated or there is so many other supportive activity that needs to come. People need to come in office physically. So another is about the one information, one experience of NCBL conducting online training is that we conduct one training and it online, and it is recorded, and somehow even if the speaker makes some wrong statement and it goes very wrong way, and that damages the institutional reputation also. So we need to be very careful about conducting training activity online. The people should be very accurate, reliable, effective, and the quality part comes very significantly, because it will be recorded, it will go to the public domain, and you cannot get an excuse saying, "Oh, this is my slip of tongue" and something like that, right? So my another submission, we need to add some part in COVID credit union guide is that probably we need to do online closure of financial statement also. Probably we need to do online audit also, because I'm not sure whether that practice is in at country level or not. Probably somewhere we need to put some section where we need to one guidance to a regulator also. What kind of guidance? A relaxation of recording the interest income, maybe 1 month extended, relaxation and loan loss provision, maybe that part, maybe extension of time of submission of report, maybe extension of conducting the AGM, something like that. That section also we need to put into somewhere in this guide, so that credit union at national level and primary level can advocate at their respective regulator and can get it done, and that will help them to make their business easy. That is from my side as Lenny. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Badri. I got your point. Okay, it's good to have you also, how do I say, you also created an awareness, I think, for everybody. It's very good. Everybody is excited, actually. Get excited because, oh, yes, we can do the training online. And also we record it. But there is also a risk on that because if there is something wrong, because this is actual, this is live, you cannot edit. If someone make a wrong statement, you cannot edit it.
Yes,
and then it will also damage the reputation, and it will also send a wrong signal to other people. The worst thing is that wrong signal to outsiders of credit unions. Well, another one that I take into consideration is that you are already in the recommendation actually. So we will include in the legal compliance what are the areas that we need to advocate to the regulators. I can see, like, for example, what happened in the Philippines. We can also include the experience of the Philippines. Sylvia and Emma is here because in the Philippines, the regulator has issued a memorandum circular that the credit unions can postpone the conduct of their annual general meeting. They can also postpone the election, and they can allow the existing board to function until such time that the COVID-19 is in control. So I think there is another one that we also need to include here is that we need to advocate that credit unions or financial cooperatives is part of the essential service so that during the lockdown they will be allowed to still function and operate and move around from their home to the office of the credit union. Okay, having said that, I get a message from Steph from Indonesia. We have not heard so much of Indonesia because I think Indonesia is also getting worse in terms of the contagion of the coronavirus. And we do not know, Steph, we do not know the situation there. Are you locked down in Indonesia? What is happening there?
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Lenny. Hello, everyone. I would like to share the situation of COVID-19 in Indonesia. As we know, Indonesian government doesn't doing the lockdown to this country, but they choose to give a big-scale limitation. It means that only essential business that's still open. The other things or the other business is recommend to stop the operation, or if they can do from home. So there is a chance for the credit unions members to still operate their business. Of course, the credit union members who have essential business also. I would like to share, on last Friday, I was conducting a consultation meeting with one credit union. I asked them to first assessing the risk about the COVID-19 situation in the credit unions, and then how to solve the problems, especially how to make sure that the credit union members still have doing the business, so they still have the money either to saving or pay the loan. I would like to combine the business development services that already conducted by ACCU with the digital financial services. On that meeting, I asked them the possibility to create, it's like a market share, but it limit for the member business. For example, I sell food. The credit unions must helping me to promote to another members or non-members, so I can sell my food in the middle of the pandemic. And I would like to make it officially as a credit union business, not as the credit union business, but as the credit union services to members. So I would like to say, if we want to secure from this pandemic, we need to look back again to our members. Of course, the situation in each country is different, but in Indonesia's situation, there is a chance, there is a hope that we can help members to sell their products so they still can have the revenue to fulfill their life. That's the first. The second one that I would like to share is from last week until tomorrow in the morning, I have been giving CUDCC training for the credit union in Sulawesi. But the problem is not just about we cannot give everything in the physically training into the online training. For example, sometimes lack of signal happen, and then the electricity down because the credit union is located in the very rural area. So we still have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to learn, how to create the effective online training, especially for the credit union members who live in the very rural area. Okay, I think that's all that I want to share. Thank you very much, Ms. Lenny.
Steph,
Yes.
you mentioned a good point, because I think, so it's not lockdown in Indonesia?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you see any problem on liquidity from the in the credit unions?
Yes, some of the credit unions facing increasing in delinquency, and a lot of members taking their money to buy something. That's why I asked them to think how to make the credit union members still having the money so they can control everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Steph.
Okay, thank you, Remy.
Okay. So Manuri would like to say something, Manuri. Manuri, your microphone is mute.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Manuri. Go ahead.
Right. Good morning, good afternoon, Miss Lenny, Mr. Ranjit, and the team. And thank you very much for organizing such a online platform to share the ideas, the situations throughout the countries. And I am not going to say about the pandemic situation in Sri Lanka, and because Mr. Ranjit is also there, and I would like to say that at this pandemic situation, we need to look into the financial stability area, because a lot of cooperatives are not operating well at this moment. Deposits are not coming and collections is in a poor condition. So as a national federation, our IT section has done a massive job at this stage, and we are going to introduce a system, system in starting from June 1st onwards. So the members can check about their financial position throughout this system. They just need to put the data into the Excel, and throughout the phone, they can look into their cooperative, where they are going. Are they in a risk? or they are in a better condition. So they can analyze that throughout this system. So we have developed an IT system mainly to do the auditing purpose. Because at this situation, government cannot go there and do the auditing, and we also cannot go there and do the auditing, and we can't do the training at this situation due to the health conditions and all. So digitalization is very important at this stage. So we have done a lot of internal improvements in our IT system. So as a federation also, we worked in a roster basis. People can work from home, and we have developed our system to support that. And also we have set up a special unit called Financial Stability Unit. And through that unit, we will be able to support to the cooperatives to direct them. Because at this situation, no one there to help them and to analyze their situation. We do not know in what situation are they in. So we have taken corrective actions to support them at this moment to find out their financial situation. Are they in a good situation or bad situation? What kind of support they need from us? So we have allocated a separate team for that. And also we are developing some modules to support them throughout the digitalization, throughout using the digital platform. That is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuri. Is there anyone would like to share on that? Otherwise, I'll go now to the institution. I think some of them are already been touched. Yeah. Juan, can we continue? Okay, Shivaji would like to add some more.
Thank you, Lenny. To feel our members free on liquidity crisis, NEFSCUN and NCBL have jointly allocated $20 million, $10 million for each institution. We allocated $20 million for liquidity management fund in Nepal. Thank you for only sharing this. We will be connecting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Shivaji. It looks like there is no problem with the liquidity in Nepal, because if credit unions will have liquidity problem, I'm sure that it's going to be short-term liquidity problem. The federation has already stepped up in order to put up the liquidity fund in order to support the credit unions to ensure that they are still operating. I hope that this is going to be also the same way with other federations. I heard from Sylvia and I think from Emma that liquidity is not going to be a problem in their network as well. Okay. Probably we want to hear from the other networks as well. Okay, we go to the institution. I'm not going to discuss all of this because we have already sent you the document. We have already touched on the first one, which is the crisis preparedness. And in the document that we prepared, we have a template for the business continuity plan. In case the credit unions does not have business continuity plan, they can use that one. It's a simple guide. Liquidity management. And we also have a suggestion on how the credit unions will manage the liquidity, because it is important for them to make a scenario analysis. Like, for example, if they have a lot of members who lost their job, they should be able to identify really the amount of loan portfolio that has been affected because of the lockdown and because of the loss of job of the members. these are the loans that's going to be bad, and this is the one that will create bad performance for credit unions. It will definitely incur losses for the credit union during that year if we will apply the regular provisioning or the standard provisioning for loan delinquency. On the digital channels, Sylvia has already mentioned here, I think maybe this is the one I would like to hear from Sylvia, because we have a Kaya payment platform in the Philippines, whether the cooperatives under the network of PFCCO and NATCO have realized it is important for us to have the Kaya payment platform working in our credit unions. On the lending side, our recommendation here is that, as Steph mentioned, we need to really institutionalize business development services right after the pandemic, or even right now, because there are a lot of people who lost their job. We need to help our members to create jobs, and we need to find businesses that members can engage in, looking at the local markets and looking at what are the products that they can sell online, because it looks like now that when we market our products, it has to be an online marketing. There will be a less physical presence of market. It will be a virtual market. Definitely, portfolio quality will be affected. And as Manuri said, savings mobilization, it will take time to pick up our savings mobilization. And revenue will be down during this year and maybe even after next year. And those credit unions with external borrowings will also face a problem. So we need to look at that, because there will be, if it is outside, it's a loan outside the credit union system, we need to help credit unions to negotiate the terms and conditions right now. And the operating capital expenses has to be reduced, because there's additional expenditure from the credit unions. No revenue, but there is additional expenditure which is related to the coronavirus. And we emphasize, for the members, that members need to be resilient, and how the members can be resilient is by ensuring that they have emergency fund that is set aside just in case of emergency crisis. The emergency fund for the members, or emergency savings for the members, is equivalent to 6 months of their monthly family expenses. But for the credit union, our emergency fund, or our emergency caution, is the institutional capital, which is supposed to be minimum 10% of the institutional capital. I can say that those credit unions that has achieved at least 10% of institutional capital will not have much problem. Credit unions with less institutional capital or reserve fund will be in trouble. And another one is legal compliance. We have identified already that during this case, it is very extraordinary situation. And so we need to have advocacy to the regulators, because the situation is not the same and it's not normal. There are definitely a lot of compliance that's being affected. Like, for example, in the Philippines, when the lockdown happened, it was the time for the annual general meeting, and they cannot conduct the annual general meeting. And adding up to that is that the external auditing, because in many credit cooperative law, they have to be externally audited, and definitely when it's refer to external audit, they have to be physically examining the documents and interviewing the people of the credit union. So that's not going to happen. So what is the legal implications on that? Okay, so I will stop on this and I'll ask your comment based on our document and recommendations. Okay, let me see whether there is questions.
Lenny?
Yes, Sylvia, go ahead.
Yeah, I think on that framework that you last presented about the institution, there should be something there about the governance, because as what you mentioned earlier, the general, I think when I explained that, the co-ops are governed by principles and values, and one of that is our democracy and democratic control. And at this time, it's not possible to do a general assembly. So how do you really do that when you have a pandemic? In the country right now, we're asking the regulatory body if they will allow virtual general assembly. Then, of course, for the board, you can now do virtual board meetings, so you have to set the rules on how this is done. So we need to have one circle there about the governance of the credit unions or cooperatives.
Thank you, Sylvia. That's a very good point. Yes, it will be added. We will add one more area, which is governance. Yes, that's a good point. But I would like to ask you, what is the feel of the cooperatives now under NATCO and PFCCO about digitization? Because you have Kaya. How is it now?
I think there are now co-ops which are really looking at how to facilitate electronic financial services. So, for example, there is a co-op which is not using a cloud-based system. What they did was they now issue a debit form. So if you want to transfer your money from your savings to your ATM account, you should send by email or messenger a form which you have signed, or a scanned copy of the form that you have signed. And this they will use to transfer the money from the savings account to the ATM account. It's a run around, but if you had a good transactional software and you are able to connect this to your Kaya payment platform, then it would have been easy to do it. So right now I think the co-ops are clear that they should do something about their system, because if you don't have a cloud-based system, some of our co-ops have difficulty even coming up with their financial statements, because if you have 5 branches and they are all distributed, you cannot have your financial statements. If you have a cloud-based system, it's easy to even look at the branches during the pandemics. Your people can really do work from home. Your CEO can stay at the house and look at the financial statements and the per account, because it is cloud-based. So I think there is a demand for that. And in fact, we were asked by a co-op, will Kaya be offering a loan now? Because there are promises of other providers that their system can provide loan transactions. How do you now apply a loan? Because now you cannot go to the office. So do we have, like NATCO, we have a e-co-op web portal. You can apply via internet, but that is still to be piloted.
Yes, thank you, Sylvia. And for Sylvia and Emma, my question is only that what happened now with the external auditing? That did it happen or no? Because it has to be after 90 days. Am I correct? No external auditing of co-ops now, right?
No, they were able. They were able to do the external audit. It is the reporting to the Bureau of Internal Revenue, which was moved to, I think now June 15. So they moved the date of submission of the audit. So I think most of the co-ops, because they're audited January, February, and March, are done with their financial audits.
All right.
We're not yet done. We're not yet done with our audit, but I think right now it is due for signing by the auditing partner.
Okay. All right. Yeah, probably I am not sure if this is going to extend. I am sure that the accountancy board will come up with some solution. It's not our, if it is external auditing, it should be from the accountancy board, who is the authority for that. Okay, thank you so much. Vincent would like to say something, and then probably we want to request our friends from Japan, Mr. Ogawa, later to maybe share. It's good to hear from Japan. Okay, Vincent. Vincent, you said that you want to say something, Vincent. Vincent, did I hear you? Did I read your message correctly? Anyway, Mr. Ogawa from Japan, are you still there? Okay. Is there anyone who would like to share? Okay, I will call on Manuri. Manuri. Sureka. Sureka. Sureka, are you there? Okay, Vincent.
Oh, okay. You can hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. What is happening in Bangladesh?
Yes. So, good afternoon, madam. Thank you very much. Actually, I am new one in the meeting. This is the first time for me. So thank you very much to give me the opportunity to attend in the meeting. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Vincent. Yes, we can hear you, Vincent.
Okay. And actually, on behalf of CCLB, thank you very much. And our GM also was in the meeting, but he has another meeting in the training center with chairman. So he already left there. Just I would like to share on especially on COVID because, for yesterday, it is already affected in our country 22,000 above in the COVID-19 and already dead 328 and also recovered only 4,370 as from yesterday. And it is already declared by the government that it is already locked down up to 30 May in Bangladesh, all over the country. Also, the public transport is not running. Only the very few, the private cars and also the rickshaws is running in the country. Actually, the very recent, the government allow the shopping malls. Also, shopping malls is open very slightly, not widely, but people, because the Bangladesh is majorly the Muslim people are there, and in the upcoming 25th of this month, they will observe the Eid al-Fitr. So the people are going in the market this time, but not it is widely, very slightly. The people are going there. Big shops are maintaining also the instructions of WHO and the governments also there. They using the sanitizer, and also they using the mask also. But in the open market, you can see they are not maintaining the social distance. That this is the problem here. The people does not maintaining the social distance in the mayor. And you know the credit union level, maximum credit unions are right now closed. The maximum credit unions office are closed. They are not operating any transactions because of the lockdown. It is instructed by the government. So it is now fully up in the credit union level. But in CCLB, in the national level, the district offices of CCLB is open 2 or 3 days in a week, and also in the central office also open 3 days in a week. Thus we are running our activities, but right now it is very difficult, especially the credit union level, to provide the loans also. It is totally off now, and in the CALB also we are not providing the loans here. I don't know that you mentioned in the guidebook that the digital channels in the credit union level, maximum credit union doesn't have the digital channels. So that time, but this time is very hard or difficult for the credit union members for depositing money, because they have to use the coin or taka. They don't have the transferring process, the debit card or credit cards. But bigger credit unions are using. I like the Dhaka Credit. They're using the debit card, credit card, but not using for the depositing money. So this is the scenario of this time. And also because of the COVID-19 or lockdown, we cannot complete also the statutory audit that we done every year, because we don't know how long this lockdown will be continue in Bangladesh, because up to 30 May, it is already locked down here. Maybe after 1 week, we can also share that what will be the situation finally, that it will be continue lockdown or it will come very normal. I don't know. This is on behalf of CCLB sharing. Thank you very much for giving me the chance.
Thank you very much, Vincent. We can definitely sympathize with you, because it's not only maybe in Bangladesh, in some other countries also where credit unions do not have the digital channels, members are also facing the same difficulties. Well, I will ask Korakot Miss Poon from FSCT, then we will call on Sureka from India, Mafox, and then I will request Mr. Boas to hear about what's happening in Korea. Yes, Kunfun, please go ahead.
Good afternoon from Thailand. FSCT would like to share some information about our member. What our member has done. Okay. They provide like 3 months of grace period on principal repayment, and also special loan to their member during the situation of COVID-19. And we also follow like the government order. We provide board meeting online, some staff work from home. And as Kun Lanchit mentioned, the situation of the virus in Thailand is getting better. So now we can get back to the office. And for the lending service, if our member would like to, if our member requests for the lending services, they can submit paper online. No need to come to the office. And how to overcome COVID-19 in Thailand. We also promote sufficiency economic principle according to the King Ramanai to the member. We would like to convince them to do discipline. We convince them to have more saving, collect more cash for emergency case, and do farming at home, and also spend money just only for necessary things. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Poon, Kun Poon. I think for everybody to know the self-sufficiency economy which is promoted by His late Majesty the King Bhumibol is similar to the credit union principles of self-help. Number one is that moderation, meaning is that we need to have financial decision on whether to moderation, meaning to say is we need to live below our means. That is the first principle of self-sufficiency economy. We need to have enough resources to support our family. And that is the reason why they are encouraging home gardening and raising and growing their own food. And the last one is that we need to live with ethical living and ethical behavior. And these are the three principles that the self-sufficiency economy is promoting, which is very, very similar to what Raiffeisen talked about self-help. All right. Okay, and then so I am going to invite Ms. Soreka. Soreka. Soreka, your microphone is mute.
Okay, hi. Hello and namaste everyone. Thank you, Lenny ma'am, to give me a chance to present our Maharashtra and India. First off, I put up some COVID-19 effect in India and Maharashtra. There are 96,000 cases in India and near about 3,000 deaths in India, and in Maharashtra 33,000 cases in COVID-19 and death 1,200 near about. We are many problems facing because of lockdown. Last 55 days we are in lockdown, and yesterday our government extend our lockdown till 30th May. Because of lockdown, we are facing many problems in credit society, our staff, our members, and our directors. Because of traveling problems, closures of buses and any traveling or any moped not allowed. For that, attending our customers in our society is a very big problem for face we are, and our loan recovery is still stop. That affect our NPAs. In that all cases, Federation try to our best to moral support gives our societies and our societies member staffs by arranging the Zoom and Facebook's meetings and WhatsApp callings. And also we are trying and request our government to extend the date of our compliance of financial compliance that supposed to be done after our financial year, like our AGM, our financial report submitting to cooperative department is that. Because of our staff problems and our meetings problems, we are requesting our government to extend the date for for in this AGMs and audit, etc. But in the situation in COVID-19, we are hope our central government announced day before yesterday very unique and very important scheme to MSME sector, micro, small, medium enterprises के लिए for medium enterprises, India 20 lakh crore, our central government announced a package that sector. So we are hope the credit unions are very. Hello.
না চলতেছে তো চলতেছে যে
Yes, sir. Please, can you mute your microphone?
আপনি একটা মিটিং আছেন, মিটিং এ ছিলেন, এখন একটা মিটিং এর চেয়ারম্যানের সঙ্গে উনি আছেন ওখানে, পরে আমি শেয়ার করলাম যে কোভিড এর উপর আর ক্রেডিট ইউনিয়নের সার্বিক অবস্থা যে কি অবস্থায় আছে, একটু জাস্ট শেয়ার করছি।
Vincent, can you please mute your microphone?
দেখি কতক্ষণ আগে ওরা এই জন্য।
It's okay. We are after COVID-19 situation is very better because our government announced the more facilities and schemes for especially farmers and farmers related industry and MSME industry. So our credit unions happy for that and waiting the after COVID-19 situation. I try to my words this platform. Thanks Leni and thanks Ranjitji and all members in this platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sureka. Last February, that was our last travel in before the lockdown. The last travel that we had was in India, and Kunranjit and me was just recalling. It's good during that time there was no epidemic in India because can you remember we were in the middle of how many thousand people? 10,000?
Yes.
We were in the middle of more than 10,000 people in Maharashtra, which is the epicenter of the coronavirus in India. Well, I hope that you are very safe there and all our members of thank you for your sharing. And I will ask Boaz. Boaz is also with us today. Boaz, would you like to share something what's happening in Korea?
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you very much, Boaz.
You're very welcome. And as you know, back in last February, South Korea was battling the worst coronavirus outbreak outside China. But now, despite a recent flare-up linked to a nightclub, the virus seems to be under control. And the death toll in Korea of 52 million people stands at 260. Right now, the right way to go back to a normalization would be to promote the SMEs and other retail shop owners. So the government is giving the subsidies for every citizen here in Korea, average $400 for each person. So as a federation national level, we are trying to promote for our credit union members to apply to get this 400 subsidies with our credit union debit card for the non-interest income of the primary credit unions and federation. And also, last but not least, we are preparing some of the masks for distribution to other countries. And we've checked with our government and about our mask exports. And currently, the domestic facial masks are in the restricted export ban list. But sooner or later, we are asking our Korean FDAs and the Ministry of Trade and Industry about the future change. And once we've got the relaxation of the export restraints, we'll try to send the masks according to the condition if you have any certain demands. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Boaz, for being with us. That is a very good news for our CEOs to know that NACOFOC is considering to donate masks to different countries. Yes. Is there any more you would like to say? Would like to contribute? Ms. Kruan? All right. Kruan, would you like to say something? Oh, your microphone is mute. Kruan, are you saying something? Or your microphone is mute. Anamalai is also with us. Anamalai, are you going to say something? Okay. Hello.
I think Kruan is not here, Kuleni.
Yes, she's here.
Yeah.
Yes, she's here.
I don't see.
I can see her.
What name?
Kirito KKO.
Okay. Okay, I can open her mic.
Something kung Kruan?
Okay, I can open her mic. Okay.
No.
Who?
No.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Anamalai. Okay, Anamalai, you can go ahead first.
Okay. Good afternoon, Lenny and my friends. In Malaysia, we have 6,894 cases, and the total death is only 113 till yesterday. The cases are dropping now to, like yesterday, we only had 22 cases. I mean, it's look like much better. But the government, they got a extended MCO until June 9, which means after the Eid Fitri celebrations and all that. So they don't want the people to get together in a larger group. So, like in cooperatives, so most of the cooperatives, credit cooperatives are functioning, but they have dates, and then they're limited in the time, and they like HEP, we are only operating around 9 to 4, and my office only operates only 3 days a week, and many of all other already started, but the following the standard SOP. For the compliances, we already the government already announced no annual dynamic meetings until December. There is no date yet, but until December. All other the auditing department already said they until they can go up to June. June, and they extended to September. And all other activities, not many differences, but KTP have some difficulties in collecting money. The collections are coming so a little bit slower than the earlier days. The other societies are, as for now, we feel not so bad because most of the societies pay reductions, not from the direct deposits. I think that's all for now. We'll share later on.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much, Namalay. There is a question from Sylvia, and she's asking whether are the networks financially okay. I am not sure whether you can answer, but maybe we can make rounds on maybe what you feel. I'm not sure how to, but the way I understand now, Nepal, as Badri and Shivaji explains, they have no problem in terms of liquidity. Am I correct? Financially?
Yes, no problem.
Yes, okay. I'm sure Mr. Tan definitely has no. Mr. Tan? Financially. Then the PCF network, they are bank.
Pardon? Hello?
There was a question from Sylvia. How is the network? Are they financially okay? So I'm asking now Vietnam. I am sure no problem, right?
Actually, they also suffering some decrease in the loans and saving and profit. But the government realize that, and they also apply some like a tax reduction for the enterprise in general and for the PCF in particular, so that we can pass by this situation, and they can offer loan rescheduling and interest rate reduction for the borrower. So I think in general they're still okay.
Okay. Anabalai said there's no problem because it's salary deduction in Malaysia. And in Thailand, it's I can see that there is no problem because in Thailand, am I correct? In Thailand, the support of the government is 5,000 baht per person, not per family. So they will only have to register in the district, in the municipal office, and they can get 5,000 baht per person. So for 3 months. So even if the business is stopped, people will have resources to meet the basic needs. All right. Okay. Yes. Is there any more comments? I am sure that you go over it through the document. Do I need to, present it one by one? But what I gathered is that Shivaji is suggesting, in terms of our response to our members, we need to include psychosocial counseling. So
yes.
So if Nexcon can share with us what kind of psychosocial counseling you are doing, so that we can include also in the business solutions.
Okay, I will send you
all right.
As a document.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. And there is another one that we need to include as well in the legal compliance, because in our yes, Sylvia.
Psychosocial counseling, what we did was just partner with another institution which has that facility. So it's not really the work that we're doing right now. So we link. It's like NATCO with another foundation provides psychosocial counseling online.
Okay.
So it's a partnership with another provider.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that, Sylvia. So we will also include that instead of also doing by yourself, the National Federation can also partner with organizations that can provide this type of counseling to members. Right. Another one is on the regulation. We can under legal compliance, which is also in response to the challenges brought about by COVID, is that we will also include areas that we need to look at or we need to advocate. For example, is that postponement of annual general meetings, the submission of the reports, the external auditing, and others. And I think we need to also include that we need to advocate that credit unions is part of the essential service. All right. Another one. Yes. Okay. Another one is that still also recommended that we need to include another area, which is in terms of governance. I think I can imagine that we need to include in our document, like for example, how to conduct the annual general meeting online, board of directors meeting online. And if you have any more suggestions on that, it is very much welcome. What should be included under governance? Do you have anything more to say, Kunanjit?
Okay. Are we going to conclude, or are we going to have still time?
Yes, I want to conclude because now we are already 1.5 hours in the.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I like to have 2 points. One is I think ACCU is planning, already negotiating with our host and the hotel for cancellation of the ACCU forum, but we have not yet make an announcement formally. I think it will be going to be by next week. At the same time, we also, each country like access accreditation auditing program, we have to come up with a certain solution, and we are going to have a meeting with Nepal, all the 40 access cooperative. We have a separate meeting, hangout, and we are also going to offer for the online training during your stay. ACCU is willing to do based on the group. We have 2-3 software we are learning. Actually, we are learning how to do that scrap video and Loom. We are looking how to do that, and if you needed any assistance group by group, even I am talking with Ms. Manori, we can conduct some online training, bringing to the people to your own destination or maybe their own house, we may be able to develop. Please let us know during this period, other than only just through COVID-19 COP-up, is there anything that you can do technically reaching out to your members level, and please let us know. I think other than that, I think we have covered this area. Maybe very frequently, at least once a month, maybe all the CEOs can come together. Maybe we can share. I think we need to structure some of the things. Mr. Badri asked some question I posed to him. He's asking questions how to interest, and I asked what is its meaning. We did not understand exactly what is his point, and classification of the portfolio, that also I did not understand. If you're able to provide more detail, we will able to study. Other than that, once again, thank you so much. We are here. We always remember gathering, meeting, hugging each other those days, but now we have 1.5 meters away, everyone. Okay, thank you so much. Stay at home. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much.
Picture taking.
Yes. Okay, picture taking. Well, anyway, what we are going to do is we will finalize this document. This is going to be evolving. This is only our first draft. And based on your suggestion, we will revise the document and send back to you. I think maybe you can send it immediately to your credit union so that they will feel, oh wow, our National Federation is caring for us. So this is going to be evolving document, and whatever is needed, like for example, some tools that is needed or templates that's needed by them, you just send us to us, and we have time to develop these things. So we know that very well you are very busy, taking care of your credit unions, taking care of your members. So please give us a job in Bangkok. So we cannot travel now. We have plenty of time to do whatever you want us to do. And we are here, and we always remember you. We love you. We want to hug you now. So it's a virtual hug. So please keep in touch. We always recall the times that we spent together in our CEO's meeting. And I am very, very proud of that. If you know Megan O'Donnell from World Council, when we went to the Gates Foundation, she was always telling the CEOs of the Asian Confederation of Credit Unions are very, 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 very integrated. So I am very, very proud of that. Other people are looking at us to be very solid group. So we want to make sure that we are always solid every time. Thank you so much to all of you. We only missed our Papua New Guinea. I'm not sure we want to bring him. Thank you so much for all the efforts and all your contribution. And I think Sylvia is going to take a picture. She's the one very good in this. We need your video, your camera, Anamalai.
It's cut. Oh. I'm not sure if it was okay, but I did it. Okay.
More.
You can do it also, Badri.
Okay, are you doing it, Sylvia?
I did it, but it's not the full screen, so I do not know.
Okay. All right.
A moment. Try again. No, it does not work. Let Badri do it, the other techie guy.
Okay, but Badri is not here. Okay, I capture the screen.
Capture the screen.
Okay. Our fun said that. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.